Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of a brand new series called COD Zombies Without the COD. This is the series where I play, review, and rank COD Zombies clones, and in today's episode, we will be covering Nazi Zombies Portable. Nazi Zombies Portable is a fan-made project that tries to emulate the World of War experience in the form of a demake. And if the gameplay I'm showing you even looks the slightest bit appealing, well good, because you can actually play this game right now. This game is free to play on Linux, Mac OS, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo 3DS, PSP, PS Vita, Windows, and even a basic browser can run this game with no download necessary. And I think that's the main selling point of the game. Its availability makes it extremely attractive to most players. The game itself is developed in the Quake engine. The game itself is worked on by numerous people, and if you'd like to look into the game and its development, I'll leave a link in the description for you to check it out. Now, let's get right into the game itself and see how well it plays and emulates that zombies formula. One of the things that caught me off guard was the sheer variety of maps you can play. Most of them are user-created maps, with 4 maps made by the developers themselves. I think there's no better way to start this off than with good old Nocturne on Toten. Loading into the map, the first thing that'll probably grab your attention is the graphics, and this is where that demake bit I mentioned earlier comes in. The game, by choice might I add, takes on this lower graphic and low polygon look to it as an aesthetic choice. It's also probably done in an effort to make sure the game can run on PSP and 3DS. But the low polygonal look really adds to the charm of the game. It genuinely feels like I'm playing some forgotten port of World at War on the PSP. I personally thought the game reminded me a whole lot of those forgotten Nintendo DS COD ports. The actual gameplay itself though is very true to form. This game stays incredibly loyal to its source material and doesn't stray too far. Most of the weapons and statistics are pulled right from the original game, which is just amazing to see. This version of Nox seems to be based on the Black Ops 1 version, as Mule Kick can be bought. But everything else stays true to World of War, with a few oddball exceptions such as the appearance of the ballistic knife and MP5K in the mystery box. Speaking of the mystery box, from what I've researched, the game ported nearly every single weapon from World of War into the mystery box, with the exception of Molotov cocktails and monkey bombs. But aside from those two, everything you need is here. The weapons all feel how they should, their animations near identical to how they are in the original game. My time in Noct, however, would be limited, as it just so happens I suck at World of War Zombies, even in this alternate form. So let's take a look at our next and seemingly original map, Warehouse. Now, if you're familiar with this game, I'll be focusing on and talking about the current version of Warehouse and not the classic edition. This map has a far more traditional World of War, almost Der Riese feeling to it. There's a teleporter you need to link to the mainframe, there's a pack-a-punch machine, Wunderwaffe, traps, all the perks including all the perks introduced in Black Ops 1. This map gives you a much better grasp of the game, and in my opinion, is the perfect map to test out the game and how it functions. It even has Hellhounds, which really caught me off guard on my first playthrough. The Wunderwaffe felt so good to use and felt right at its World of War prime again. But this map is where I noticed 2 issues with the game itself. Now listen, I hate to be negative in this series, and for future episodes and the rest of this one, I am going to praise the games as much as I possibly can. But I think it's only fair that I bring up some of the issues I have with the games as well. The first and smaller issue of the 2 I have with this game is the ray gun. It just feels so weak, and I can't even tell if it's giving off splash damage to the zombies or not. And for whatever reason, when I get downed, I just can't shoot the zombies that are on top of me, and it's been the cause of my death in a few instances. The second, and far bigger of the 2, is zombie pathing. It can be very wonky in a few places and even be taken advantage of as seen in this clip. I'm able to basically bunch them up like fish in a barrel and gun them down with no risk to myself for the most part. Now, to give credit where it's due, the developers are trying to work on zombie pathing from what I've seen, so this is much more of a temporary problem with the game, but it's still one you'll feel as you play. Negatives aside, let's talk about the other maps. Now, as much as I'd like to sit here and just talk through all the maps in great detail, the video will be far too long for me to do so. So instead I'll briefly summarize some of the maps I played and what I thought of them. I think the remakes of House and Temple from Black Ops DS were really fun and a bit challenging if you don't know what you're doing. Fall? F4All? I'll just call it Fall. Fall is a small but unique map, and it even has a Bible ending. It's a good map to boot up and beat if you haven't got much time for high rounds. bunker is a really enjoyable challenge. It has expensive doors, expensive wall buys, and with the removal of Juggernaut and Quick Revive from this map, it really leaves you feeling bare and you have to think outside the box for your survival. And those are some of the maps I personally enjoyed. But I can't go without mentioning the custom map community. Those last 4 maps I mentioned were all user created, and if you've a way to legitimately download this game, you'll have an amazing time with the thriving custom map community. You can even make maps for the game yourself if you want to. I unfortunately cannot play these custom maps as I'm only playing on the browser edition of the game and do not have the means to download the game for myself, but I do strongly recommend that you can give it a shot if you want to. And now for my conclusion. I think Nazi Zombies Portable provides you a true nostalgic World of War experience with a unique twist to it. The PSP graphic style aesthetic really gives you a unique style unlike any other COD Zombies clone I've played so far. The map available and the sheer variety in platforms to play on also gives it that edge over other games like it. And now, I present you with the start of my COD Zombies clone tier list. This tier list will update with each new episode of this series, adding a new game and where I'll rank it each time. S tier is for games that are on par with the source material, and at times even better. An F tier is for the games that not only fail to capture that zombies magic, but are also poorly made games overall. But thankfully, this episode is going to end with an S tier game. I look forward to seeing how this game progresses in the future. Hey everyone, Moss here. Now if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to thank you for watching this. I do have at least 5 more episodes in mind and the games I'll play for those episodes, but I'd really appreciate if you subscribed and turn notifications on for future episodes. I'd also love some feedback in the comments on what I can improve on in my series, and even some games I could play. These end of video segments are usually unscripted, just so I can kind of speak from the heart, or soul, whatever. But with that being said, I'm your host Moss, and I hope to see you in episode 2 of COD Zombies. I hope to see you in episode 2 of COD Zombies Without the COD.